Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. A little joke, though I suppose if you're unfamiliar with the over-anthologized works of the early Strand 6 19th century, the joke's on me. I hoped you'd come. You're wondering what this is, but not, I think, wondering who this is. You know that we have unfinished business. I shall confess to you here that I'd been growing complacent, bored even, with the war. Your agency's flash and dash, up thread and down, gardens' patient planting and pruning of strands, burrowing into time's braid. Your unstoppable force to our immovable object. Less a game of Go than a game of tic-tac-toe. Outcomes determined from the first move, endlessly iterated as we seek to secure the future at each other's expense. But then you turned up. My margins vanished. Every move I'd made by rote I had to bring myself to fully. You brought some depth to your side's speed, some staying power, and I found myself working at capacity again. You invigorated your shift's war effort, and in so doing, invigorated me. Hunger, to sate a hunger or to stroke it, to feel hunger as a furnace, to trace its edges like teeth. Is this a thing that you singly know? Have you ever had a hunger that whetted itself on what you fed it, sharpened so keen and bright that it might split you open, break a new thing out? Sometimes I think that's what I have instead of friends. I must tell you, it gives me great pleasure to think of you reading these words in licks and whirls of flame, your eyes unable to work backwards, unable to keep the letters on the page. Instead, you must absorb them, admit them into your memory. In order to recall them, you must seek my presence in your thoughts, tangled among them like sunlight and water. In order to report my words to your superiors, you must admit yourself already infiltrated, another casualty of this most unfortunate day. This is how we'll win. Better luck next time, then. Fondly, Blue.
My dear Mood Indigo, no thread is just one thing. An event, an invasion, or a spasm, or a sigh is like a hammer. One side blunt and perfect for driving nails, the other clawed to pry them free. I wonder, in that light, how much of your work has helped me, and the other way round. But I shouldn't talk shop. What a bore, your tea salon pals would say. You like the 19th century? Well, Miss Levitt's Guide to Etiquette and Correspondence suggests I should rely on metaphors one's correspondent will find meaningful. I confess I don't entirely know what's meaningful to you. I fall back on assumptions, seeds and grass, growing things. It verges on stereotype. When you write me, you write in furnace and in flame. You ask about hunger. You ask in particular about my hunger. The short answer, no. The longer answer, I don't think so. We sate needs before they strike. This body registers the moment my metabolism requires fuel and stops the lizard-brained old subsystems that would make me keen and irritable and blunt my thoughts. It's so much more stable to receive a status report than to feel weak. But the hunger you describe, that blade jutting from the skin, the weathering as of a hillside often struck by storm, the hollowness, it sounds beautiful and familiar. When I was a girl, I left my pod and wandered far away, far from the chatter and the mutual observation. I found a hilltop on a small world, breathable but barren, and I stood there, lost in thought, and I did not move. I was the only person on that tiny rock, and I made the world go dark. Wind blows, high places grow cold at night. For the first time, I was alone. I was light, hollowed, hungry. The sun rose, I found no revelation, but I walked on from that place to another and another in turn until, years later, I came home. Is that hunger? I don't know. No friends, though. Blue, that's not at all what I would have thought. I don't know. I suppose we all see you curling around campfires singing old struggle songs. Have you been lonely? I hope the tea's well. Yours, Red. P.S. We're still going to win.
My dear sugar maple, you ask if I've been lonely. I hardly know how to answer. I have observed friendship as one observes high holy days, breathtakingly short whirlwinds of intimate endeavor, frenzied carousing, the sharing of food, of wine, of honey, compressed always and gone as soon as they come. The thought of your disembodied network repulses me, but I look at you, Red, and see much of myself, a desire to be apart sometimes, to understand who I am without the rest. And what I return to, my pure, inescapable self, is hunger, desire, longing, this longing to possess, to become, to break like a wave on a rock and reform, and break again and wash away. So I travel farther and faster and harder than most, and I read and I write, and I love cities which allow me to be alone in a crowd, both apart and belonging. Every evening I see a red sky bleed over blue water and think of us. Have you ever watched this kind of sunset? The colors don't blend. The redder the sky, the bluer the water, as we tilt away from the sun. It is such a luxury to share these details with you. Red, I want to give you things. Have you ever tasted rose hips in tea or jam? A tart sourness that cleans the teeth, refreshes, smells like a good morning. Sumac, too. I think you'd like sumac. I find myself naming red things that aren't sweet. I feel you dancing up and down thread with breathtaking abandon. I feel your hand in places I've touched. You move so fast, so furious, and in your wake the braid thickens, admits fewer and fewer strands, while garden scowls, thunderclaps, and bids me to deepen my work. I like to think of all the ways I could have stopped you, were I so inclined. Sometimes I am inclined. Sometimes I sit here stationary and know you so swift and sure and think I must prove myself her equal again, and I feel the sharp electric ache to stop you, just to see you admire me too. I have every confidence in your ability to evade and outmaneuver anyone from my side, anyone who isn't me. Yours, Blue. P.S. I'm touched by the research effort expended on my behalf. Mrs. Lovett's guide is a good one.
Dearest Lapis, I don't know what to say. Even perspicacious, almost prescient Miss Levitt lacks a model. Your praise cuts me, because though I speak so easily of certain things, I'm so good at missing things too, at making myself not see. I stand at a cliff's edge and, hell, I love you, Blue. Have I always, or haven't I? When did it happen, or has it always happened? Love spreads back through time, claiming our earliest association, our battles and our losses. I'm sure there was a time I did not know you. Or did I dream that me, as I've so often dreamed of you? Have we always fulfilled one another in the chase? I remember hunting you through Samarkand, thrilling to think I might touch the loosening strands of your hair. I felt you climb down the braid. I am more sensitive to your footsteps, I think, than anyone alive, and everyone is alive somewhere in time. Do you look around in turn as you read these lines, seeking me? I do not know what roads lead forward, but your letter hungers for reply. I suspect you see me plain by now, imagine me shifting, uncomfortable and exposed. My way was always the straightforward push in one direction without hesitation or restraint. So, let me be clear. I like writing you. I like reading you. When I finish your letters, I spend frantic hours in secret composing my replies, pondering ways to send them. There's a rush in reading and sending against which no drug compares. You were right back when. I have built a you within me, or you have. I wonder what of me there is in you. I want to be a body for you. I want to chase you, find you. I want to be eluded and teased and adored. I want to be defeated and victorious. I want you to cut me, sharpen me. I want to drink tea beside you in 10 years or 1,000. Flowers grow far away on a planet they'll call Cephalus, and these flowers bloom once a century when the living star and its black hole binary enter conjunction. I want to fix you a bouquet of them, gathered across 800,000 years, so you can draw our whole engagement in a single breath, all the ages we've shaped together. I sought loneliness when I was young, but when I think of you, I want to be alone together. I want to strive against and for. I want to live in contact. I want to be a context for you, and you for me. I love you, and I love you, and I want to find out what that means together. So in this letter, I am yours. Not Gardens, not the agencies, but yours alone. Love, Red.